While the International Day of Peace was celebrated in various ways by millions around the world, the Bronx Museum of the Arts and Meaningfulworld organization added to the healing energy of peace with enthusiasm and joy. Kathy Orchin, Meaningfulworld VP for Interns Relations, began the festivities by welcoming all and introducing Dr. Kocharyan, organization's founder and president.
This is the day that every government has signed to have a ceasefire, to drop the guns and ammunitions and to show commitment for peace. Isn't this beautiful? Why can't we do this every day? Come on, let's do this every day. We can. If we can do it one day, then we can practice to do it every day.
Following Dr. Kocharyan's remarks, Meaningfulworld interns and officers, holding a flag from the country that the organization has served, spoke to what peace means to them, either through their own words or through quote of a famous individual.
My country is Armenia, and my understanding of peace comes from Mahatma Gandhi in this quote: "The damage of evil is always permanent, but the good it does is temporary."
My quote comes from my hero, I call him Madiba. You guys might know him as Nelson Mandela. He said, "No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, background, or religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite."
I chose a quote that was once said by Robert F. Kennedy, who was a great president. He said, "Peace is a daily, a weekly, and monthly process, gradually changing opinions, slowly eroding old barriers, quietly building new structures."
As in previous festivities, the event was also filled with spirit-lifting music. Longtime friend of Meaningfulworld vocalist Nirvana Lucy Nixon entertained the audience with soothing, heartfelt songs. Following her performance took place an interfaith panel titled Partnership for Peace, Dignity for All. Paul Jaffe discussed the Buddhist concept that humans may sometimes not pay attention to internal thoughts of peace.
What makes you optimistic? What makes you keep going in the face of all the challenges?
We're facing so many challenges and traumas and terrible situations in the world, and when people are isolated by it, they're completely powerless. At the beginning of the program, Dr. Ani spoke about when you join together, the sorrows become half, and when you join together, the joy becomes double. So I think it's that reality that by banding together, by touching other people, by recognizing our interconnectedness, that we're able to touch something deeper, come together, overcome our pains, maybe not completely, but we gain the strength that we become a bigger vessel.
Ufford-Chase discussed the union of Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. As an example, he spoke about the residential community in Hudson Valley, which is composed of members of various religions. The individuals of this community take concrete actions to show how religions can work together to build a better, more peaceful world.
What's the best way to use religion to bridge differences as opposed to create differences?
Well, bridging differences is what our community of living traditions is all about. And what we've discovered in our community is that the important thing is not that we all believe the same thing, but that we all respect one another's traditions and learn all that we can from one another and share the best of our own traditions with each other. And when we do that, we get stronger. And I'm stronger because I live with a group of people who are Jewish and Muslim in that community.
Imam Sayyad Saeed, Muslim chaplain and Muslim life advisor at Columbia University, discussed the Quran and the meaning behind some of the verses, highlighting the Prophet and the essence of what peace means in the context of Islam.
We are going to love and we are going to be compassionate to every other human being, including everything in this universe. We are going to love it because that's God's creation, and we are going to do everything to show that we are going to take care of every creation of God. May God help us and give us that wisdom to be His best deputies in our individual capacity. And when we leave this world and when we return to Him, we can say, I did my best. Please accept me.
One of the highlights of the evening was performance by Speaking with Rhythms, a children's percussion group from East Harlem. providing wonderfully energetic entertainment through their innovative and very interesting musical compositions. Following the performance took place an award ceremony. The Meaningful World Youth Peace Award was given to Emily Brewer, co-director of Presbyterian Peace Fellowship. Accepting the Meaningful World Peace Award for the South Bronx Rising Together was Denisha Thompson. The South Bronx Rising provides service to support lifelong success of families and youth in the community. The day also marked a joyful occasion, Meaningful World's 25th anniversary. For more than 25 years, Meaningful World has been committed to service of humanity, creating healing, instilling peace, and transforming generational pain and suffering. The organization has worked in more than 46 countries around the globe, organized more than 60 programs at the United Nations, has published more than 100 research publications. The members of Meaningful World took part in more than 500 local and global healing programs, more than 250 national and academic symposiums, and more than 2,000 global educational programs. To honor and celebrate Meaningful World's 25th anniversary, all the attendees sang Happy Birthday. Congratulations to Meaningful World for making this extraordinary milestone and for helping so many people all over the world.
In 25 years of working with this organization that you started and funded and gave a big chunk of your life to it, what's the single lesson that you have learned?
Continuing to keep the hope and the passion, and not giving up to challenges and people who say, well, what's the use of it? The wars are continuing. So not to give up and continue the focused attention and mindful attention on the important issues, and continue nurturing the youth, because the youth are our future. You see, we have over 15 young college students that we educate and empower and help them in their leadership journey to see them up to their doctorates and then seeing them be officers of the organization. So it gives me a good feeling of continuity, and that yes, there are some of the wars in Syria and conflict in Karabakh distresses us, and me particularly, because I am from Syria. But in fact, when I see this kind of the attention and passion and connection from the youth, it gives me, recharges my battery. It gives me that, confidence and the hope and the continued energy to continue the work, because it's enormous work to continue an organization that is totally voluntary, totally with no funds and with no continuous support. So it's really uplifting and very happy moment for me today.